Good afternoon, dear students. Hope you are doing well with your studies. And today I am going to take a class for you on your English second paper on topic sentence connectors or linking words or linkers. I hope you have already learned the rules from my earlier classes on the same topics. I gave you maybe 3 classes on the rules and examples of connectors, some groups of connectors. So I hope that you will understand it, provided that you have learned those examples and rules and groups of connectors from those classes conducted earlier. Dear students, you know that while we talk or write something, we use some words or phrases to maintain logical coherence among sentences. These are called sentence connectors. This includes some words and phrases, and there are many groups and which I discussed in my earlier classes. I hope you will understand this, how to complete this passage. In fact, remember that it is a question of 5 marks. That means this question carries 5 marks for you. There will be 10 gaps to fill up with appropriate or correct sentence connectors. Remember that if you want to carry good marks in these questions, please remember that you have to understand the passage well, the sentences well, and the relation among them, among the sentences. And at the same time, you have to understand the meaning of those connectors, which you will use to fill up these gaps. So it's very important. The students, now let's see how to do that. First, let us read out the line and try to understand the relations among the statement or information in the sentence of the sentences in this passage here. First, let us read it out. Mobile phone has become an essential gadget for everyone. It has become very popular. It has created a number of problems. It has advantages and disadvantages. It helps to connect people. It helps to exchange information. It can be used for various purposes. It has few disadvantages. It can cause a lot of troubles. Its advantages are more than its disadvantages. So, I think you have understood. Now, you have to understand the meaning, Bangla meaning of the sentences and the relation among the sentences, relation among the statement, fact, information of the sentences, and also the meaning of those connectors that you will use to use here in this passage. So now let's see what we do. Mobile phone has become an essential gadget for everyone. Fine. So what connectors can we use here? We have to separate the statement in the first sentence. So we can use here, actually, in fact, nowadays, at present or presently. Now you can ask me question, sir, how can we be sure which connector we should use or we should use? I would like to tell you in that case that if you practice for some days with some examples, model questions from your textbook, your brain will be habituated, your brain will be uh, able to indicate, supply you the appropriate connectors here, the right connectors here to fill this gap. So we can use here actually presently, at present, nowadays, this. Actually, it has become very popular. Now here, space B, it has created a number of problems. You see, when we present two sentences where information or statement are contradictory to each other, in that cases, what connectors we use in the group. In my classes, earlier classes, I told you, I discussed about some groups. So in that group, there are many connectors like but, yet, still, on the contrary, like that. So here, I can use but it has created a number of problems. It has, so what problems? No, it is a structure paired connectors I discussed there. Not only but also both dot and either dot or neither dot no, like this. So it will be both dot and this structure. You will understand if you practice. It has both advantages and disadvantages. Now, what are the advantages? Now, let's see. Firstly, we can write here. Or we can write here the, for example, then again of this series to present a series of information while describing a process or presenting a series of information. We use connectors of the connector of this group. So we can write here, firstly it helps to connect people. Here, secondly, it helps to change information. Thirdly, it can be used for various purposes. Now, here in space number 8, we can use, at the same time, it has few disadvantages. At the same time, it has few disadvantages. For example, if there we can use here, for example, it can cause a lot of troubles. Here, now the statement in the last sentence is against the earlier sentences. We can write here, but its advantages are more than its disadvantages. Students, by the time I hope you have understood this. How to deal with this question, please. But don't think that just after watching these few classes, 3 or 4 classes, you can deal with question. No. Please be sincere. If you want to have good command over this topic, you need a lot of exercise. This topic is not that much easy as much easy as question number 3 or like rules of articles or rules of right forms of verb. This topic needs a lot of exercise. Then your brain will be habituated. Brain will get used to solving this kind of problems. Using proper correct connectors in the question. So please, for your further understanding, I would like to suggest you please practice some easy items from the board question of 2017 and 2018 of your textbook, please. Dear students, thank you very much for watching this class. I hope you will utilize this class well. Thank you again. Allah Hafiz.